Hello and welcome to this edition of Diaspora Central. I am Gil Ingles, and with me today in the studio I have a young man. He's a martial arts artist. He's a sketching artist. And he's also now someone that is decided to, I guess, is thinking about his future and is deciding to see if he can go and serve this country. Aziel Mateus, welcome to Diaspora Central.
It's a pleasure to be here, Mr. Gill.
All right, so how's it going?
It's going quite well.
Yeah, recently graduated.
Yes, sir.
How was it?
2020.
2020.
Oh, yep.
Right. So took some time off from school, going to school. What exactly? What did you do? It's about a year. Recently, so almost a year already.
Right. Compared to what I had in before, it's just been it's just sad, to be honest, because with online classes aren't really the same as being in the school.
Gotcha.
It's like there's more like you like a lively feeling.
Okay. So the lack of interaction.
The lack of it, yes.
Okay, but so you did online classes.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So college. What's the big difference between college and high school?
College and high school. I'd say the amount of sleep you get.
Oh, the amount of sleep you get. Yeah.
And the assignments that they give you.
Got you.
With college assignments, they really are expecting a lot of you, since now you're like going 18, 19, or going into adulthood.
Got
and now
you.
they're treating you like adults compared to when you're in high school.
Right.
It's like they're preparing you for that process to begin.
Okay. So you think the college professors take things a little more serious?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. But you making good things. I see that you got good things going on. So we're gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about you, talk a little bit about culture, talk a little bit about home, family, and everything else. So everything that goes on.
Yeah.
So let's kind of get ourselves started. You are first generation. Let's try to establish your heritage. You are first generation African.
Africa, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Where are your parents from?
Both parents are from Angola.
Okay, so both parents from Angola. Do you speak any Portuguese?
No, sadly, I don't speak Portuguese.
Okay, you don't speak Portuguese. Do you understand any?
I understand a little bit.
Okay, you understand some. Okay,
Yes.
that's good enough. Now, growing up as first generation, you kind of pretty much live in two different cultures.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, yeah, excuse me for a moment.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So it's, how can I say, my living situation was like you said, both growing up with both cultures, both American and Angolan. It's like I was raised to be American, but there was like a little bit of Angolan sprinkled in with, how my parents sometimes speak Portuguese with one another, and how they cook certain dishes that they grew up with when they used to live in Angola.
Now, when at what age did you kind of notice that the way you were being raised was sort of different from the way other kids were raised? How old were you? Do you think when you started to notice the difference?
I'd say when I was around 4 or 5. It wasn't that big. Like whoa, this is like what I'm experiencing is like completely different to what my friends are experiencing.
Okay.
It's just like the way they like. One time I was invited for a play date with one of my friends, and I kind of saw like the house they lived in, like the rules they had, and like what they could do and what they couldn't do, and I sort of like compared that to my life. It's like, oh, so it's kind of different from where I was like lived, and what rules I had and what I ate, but it's mostly almost similar to my situation. Because we got to remember, I was really young at the time, and I couldn't really like.
Totally, right. But you kind of, it was enough to kind of let you know that there are some differences here.
Yes.
Right. Now, how difficult was it to kind of acclimate yourself to being able to manage both? Because at home you pretty much have to deal one way, and then when you're out on the street, you sort of got to be different.
Another way.
Right. Or when you are at school, you kind of gotta Or are they somewhat the same? Is the level of aggressiveness the same, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I treat both as the same, just so I don't have like these like two personalities like
Okay.
one at home and one in like the outdoor setting.
Okay. All right. Just do me a favor. Just kind of pull the microphone closer to you, so that way we can get a better vocal of you. Right.
Here's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So as you're sitting there and you're now discovering that, okay, there are two different cultures that you're dealing with, and of course the language is a bigger difference, probably because your parents spoke a different language. Did they at any point in time, I guess, attempt to teach you Portuguese, or it was just not something that you guys even went into?
No, at times they used to, like when I hit around 8 or 9,
Mm-hmm.
they tried to get me to learn the Portuguese language.
Okay.
I learned a few words, but I lost interest then. I
Okay.
wasn't too interested in learning a new language.
Got you. So okay,
Like
so
something
they kind of pretty much, it was not really a requirement. It was more like an option.
option.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. But you have a different gift and a different talent. There was something else that interested you, completely different.
Yes, sir.
All right.
That,
So
and that was
tell us about it.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Uh-huh.
but like I said, or what I was trying to say, that was illustration and drawing and sketching.
Okay. So illustration and drawing. All right. So at what age did you decide, or did you kind of notice that you had some sort of a gift when it came to drawing? When did you start sketching and you kind of started feeling like, okay, looks like I have something going on
Going
here?
on. Okay. From what the stories my mother used to tell me when I was a babe, when I was like around the toddler age, like I could still learn. I was walking and like moving the arms, but I couldn't talk exactly, like talk
Speak
or
yet.
Speak yet.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
She said I used to start to draw on the walls,
Okay.
draw on the walls, write on the walls, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So that was like the spark. That's like the little spark that started my gift with illustration. But I didn't realize I had that gift until again I was hit around 4 or 5.
Okay.
Around the kindergarten age.
Okay.
When I started like making these imaginary stories, sketching them out on the sketch pad, and it was like, hey. I was like, hey, I got a gig for that. I really like doing this. I
Right.
should make what was it like I should make not like a gig, but I should keep doing this. This
Right.
is like
You had
feels
fun
good.
doing it.
Yes.
Right. Now, at that point, were you already kind of doing it, like thinking that, okay, this is something that actually pays people, or you were just doing it because it felt good?
No, I was doing it because it felt good. It
Uh-huh.
made me happy.
Yeah.
It felt good to like separate from reality and just go into the world of imagination.
Got you. All right. So, and that's what sometimes we have to go in order to kind of get ourselves, I guess, outside of our own circumstances, right?
Right.
Now, out of your parents or in your family, do any of them already sketch, draw? Do your parents, any of them, do they sketch? Do they draw? Are they somewhat artistic?
No,
No?
no. Actually, no. My mom, she used to sketch when she was a child, but
Okay.
she stopped. I think she stopped when the war happened.
Oh, okay. So your mother has had a little bit of sketching ability.
Yes.
Okay. And what about
one of my-
your father?
My father, no.
Okay.
Yes,
And what about
talent.
music? Any of them?
Any of them? Yes, my mother and with some of my uncles, they used
Okay.
to. There was a band that they used to be in or used to play.
Okay.
in. It was
So they used to
called-
sing.
What was it? Triple.
Play. Okay. So
yes.
got you. All right. So let's go ahead and take a quick break and take a look at some content, all right, of what we're discussing. And for those of you who are tuned in, this is Diaspora Central, and my guest today is Aziel Mateus, a first-generation Angolan kid that is actually currently going to college and facing those decisions of manhood. We'll be right back. And we are back. If you have just joined us, you are currently tuned to Diaspora Central. And my guest today is Aziel Mateus, a young man who has the ability to sketch, to turn imagination into reality. This is a gift that very few of us do have. And you were telling us that at age 4, you realized that you sort of kind of liked doing it.
Yes,
right.
sir.
At what point did you start taking it seriously? Now, did you yourself decide to start taking it seriously, or did your parents or anybody else force you to take it seriously?
No, back at that time,
Okay.
it wasn't more of like a serious deal. It was just
Gotcha.
like sort of like seeing it as like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. It's like you're really good at this. You're talented at this.
Okay.
And from that, I started to like develop more as I grew older. I started to develop more in my drawings, and then eventually they turned into the comics in which I used to like sketch them in when I was what was it?
Now,
Eight.
would you actually, when you say that you, excuse me, when you say that you would do the comics, would you actually also do the story, or you simply do the illustration and someone else would do the story?
No, at that time when again like around when I grew older and started doing them when I was hit around 8 years old, I was in elementary school. I started to do the stories and drawings myself.
Okay.
It wasn't until when I reached when I hit 14 years old, I began to in middle school when I used to another friend of mine, what's her name? Her name was, I forgot her first name, but I remember her last name is Miss Springer.
Okay.
She was she was like the writer or like the idea gal for the story that we would write, and I would be the one who would just like illustrate the comics. And from then on, that we did that until the end of high school or senior year.
Okay, so you guys basically became a team, and that was in 8th grade, I take it?
No,
14? You were 14, you said?
no, it started in middle school. When I was 6th grade, sir.
Sixth. Okay.
Grade.
So in the 6th grade, you and Miss Springer, you guys became a team. Now, do you guys still work together?
No.
Okay.
Right now we haven't spoken to each other for a while.
Okay.
Or contacted her. Not that there was any.
Since high
tension
school,
between
middle
us.
school, or?
No, high school.
Okay, since high school.
school,
Did you guys
yes.
go to the same high school also?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So, but since you guys graduated, you haven't
We haven't
spoken.
really talked.
Now,
with each other,
in high
no.
school, did you guys also work together?
Work together with the comics or work
Yeah.
together in school?
No, with the comics.
With the comics. Yes,
yeah.
we still continue to work at the
Okay.
comics whenever we not like in class, but whatever we had free time.
Right.
And there was another guy who also became another writer for the comics that we made, and then that we became sort of what you would call the Three Musketeers.
Oh, okay. So that was your crew name. Okay.
No, that wasn't our crew name. That's
Okay.
just
That's your analogy.
yes.
Okay, so you guys became the Three Musketeers.
Yes.
So it was you and what is the guy's name?
name Aiden Lane
Okay, and
and Miss Springer.
Miss Springer.
Madison Springer.
Madison Springer. Okay,
Yes.
so you go ahead and say the 3 names again.
Me, Madison Springer, and Mr. Aiden Lane.
Okay, so those are the so-called Three Musketeers.
Yes, sir.
Got you. All right. Now, today with technology, of course, the medium for illustration has changed drastically, right?
Right.
And you are a young man, so you probably were already born into an era in which the digital medium was primarily used
started
instead of paper.
Hand drawn.
Uh-huh.
Hand drawn was still being used, of course,
Right.
but it was starting to like slowly fade away because, like you said, the digital medium was starting to grow more and more.
Right.
Right.
So people were not using paper as much. Now, what is your favorite between the two mediums? Are you primarily a paper guy, or are you a digital pad?
Ooh, now, I'd say I'm still a paper guy at heart, but now
Okay.
I've grown very fond of digital, of doing the digital artwork. I feel that it's, in a way, it's more efficient than the paper one. Seeing how it's just like you could literally pop open an app and then just have like a special pencil, or even just using your finger and just start drawing or
Right.
making animations.
Okay.
Where akin to the hand drawing, you have to find like some sort of paper and a pencil or pen or anything to sketch with.
Okay.
So in terms of like which one's the more useful,
Right.
I'd say digital.
Okay, so
but I'm still I'm still like hand drawing at heart.
Oh, okay. So hand drawing is your favorite, but you do use, I guess, digital drawing
Yes.
due to its efficiency.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, and aside from that, you also are martial art.
Martial artist.
Yeah, martial
Yes, sir.
artist. What belt are you?
Currently I am a black belt first diamond.
Okay, and that's on what?
That is on. What do you? What exactly
Like
do you
on
mean
what
that's
what
on?
art? What art?
What art? Oh, regular taekwondo.
Oh, taekwondo. Okay, so you're taekwondo black belt
First diamond.
first
sir.
diamond. All right. So that's about how many years of training?
That's about at least almost 19 years of training, sir.
Almost 19 years?
Or no,
Oh,
I'm
hold on,
sorry,
19 years,
apologies,
how old?
apologies. Hang on, that's no. I'm sorry, 8 years of training.
Okay, eight to
Years
nine.
of-
Okay, 8 to 9.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
8 to
because-
9 would make better sense than 19
because
because 19 you would have had to
then
start at
our
age
age
1. How old are you
yes.
right now?
18 going on 19.
Okay,
sir.
yeah. So you
So,
would have had to
then-
have started at age 1,
Right.
right?
But there are some kids in the world who like start really like very early in the martial arts and they become like good on when they're like really older. But
Right.
me, no.
So you started at age what? 9, 10?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, was that a
Yes.
reason why you started you went into martial arts?
Martial arts originally I started because I really wanted to learn how to like properly defend myself, and also because I saw some of like how martial arts were portrayed in certain TV shows and cartoons,
Right.
and I thought like, hey, I could do something like that. Why not? It's like why not like look for a dojo and just try it out.
Got you.
Right, because at that time I didn't know how to properly defend myself. The only thing I could do was just like the punch, like just a regular punch and like just
Right.
a swing.
Now you don't
or-
you don't really look like a fighter anyway.
No.
You look like a kind of very calm,
peaceful dude.
peaceful guy.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you
yeah.
aggressive at all? Is this
No,
or
no,
is
no,
this
no,
just
no,
is this passiveness just a front that you put it on? Are you an aggressive type? Really?
No.
Yeah?
No, I'm not an aggressive type. I only get aggressive if you really set me off.
Oh, okay. So when you go
When you
off,
really set
then
me off, or just like keep on like going, like annoying, pester.
Yeah.
It reaches a point where you really have to just like pop off and
Got
set
you.
off the gloves.
okay, but so everyone has got a point.
Yes.
Now, one of the things that martial arts, I guess, teach people is also the ability of the discipline of constraint, right?
Of
Of
control.
de-escalation, right?
Resistance.
De-escalation, I guess it should be the right term. De-escalation, right? Dude, you escalate down any situation that could actually
Potentially go
right
into
turn bad. Have you ever had to do any of those?
no.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad I have not.
Right. Because I guess the fact that you don't look so threatening, I guess most people probably don't even pick on
They
you
don't
because of that.
consider me a threat.
Right.
No.
So
There's the occasional like jab or tease, but other than
Right.
that, no.
nothing
Nothing
major.
too major.
Right. Okay. So was martial arts your idea? Was that a request of yours, or was it your parents? How did exactly that idea
No,
come?
that was my idea.
Okay.
Seeing how one of my friends actually took martial arts, and
Well, what was your friend's name?
what was his name? Craig Storm.
Okay.
Mr. Craig Storm.
Mhm.
And when he mentioned he was a martial artist, and he sort of like gave me like a very base, like an 8-year-old knowledge of what martial arts is.
Okay.
And what they do. Obviously, it was inspired, and I went to go tell my parents about it, and
Right.
they agreed. And then after I went to the dojo, I saw some of the other students do their thing, and after that, then we just had to, sign papers and discuss.
Right. So you
the
basically enrolled
discipline,
yourself and
yeah,
you
that was
became right and then you basically stood there for approximately 9 years.
yes, sir.
Right. So now you're a black belt,
First diamond.
first diamond. Right. Now, have you ever gotten hurt?
Hurt in the fighting sense?
Yeah.
Or no,
Okay. Have you ever hurt anyone?
no.
Okay. But now, I guess a black belt, that's a walking weapon, right? You consider that a walking weapon?
A walking weapon.
Do you have to register yourself with the state for being a black belt?
Belts. No,
First diamond.
there was never.
No.
any
Okay.
mention.
That's only I guess when you become what?
When there was four. There are four left. There's a
Four
four
diamonds,
diamond.
right?
Yes.
Right. So I think when you become a third, that's when you need to
You
register yourself.
Yes.
Okay, right. So let's go ahead and take another quick break, and then while you're on the break, let's take a look at some more of the great things that you got going on with your life. We'll be right back. If you just tuned in, you are listening to Diaspora Central with Gil Ingles, and my guest today is Aziel Mateus, a young man, martial artist and illustrator, definitely turning ideas into reality. We'll be right back. And we are back. If you just tuned in, you are currently listening to Diaspora Central. And my guest today is Aziel Mateus. Aziel. Again,
Everyone.
welcome to Diaspora Central. Martial artist, illustrator. Which one of the two is your favorite?
Ooh. Oh, now you see, now you've got me thinking. Now you got
Okay.
me really thinking, because I really do like both.
Okay.
Like the adrenaline, or the the adrenaline of doing like certain moves, takedowns, punches, and kicks. It's just, but the feel of drawing, and I can't really pick a side.
Okay.
I don't have a side.
So you like them both?
Both, yes.
They both somewhat put you in your zone.
Yes.
Right. Now, school, high school. Actually, let's start elementary school.
Elementary school.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. What was your favorite subject?
I think over there, my favorite subject, two. I'd say that would be science.
Okay, science. So middle school, your favorite
Middle
subject.
school favorite subject. I'd say it would be, it's physical education. Physical education, and what was it? Was it called math? Yeah, it was still called math at that time. Physical
Okay.
education and math.
Okay, got you. So in high school, your favorite subject.
High school favorite subject. African American history.
African American history. Now, you graduated with a very high GPA. What was your GPA?
3.9, sir.
3.9 GPA. Gracious. That's a lot of studying.
Yes,
How
sir,
much time?
indeed.
How much time did you spend studying outside of school on a daily basis?
Daily basis. Let's see, with the occasional web surf, or just like curiosity
just-
from looking from a
Right.
homework standpoint. It's just like, I want to learn more about that. It's usually 30 minutes to an hour,
Okay, 30 minutes to an hour. So every day you
Before-
spent an additional 30 minutes to an hour.
or just
Going over.
looking up like,
Okay,
new things.
but that's just out of curiosity.
Yes.
But now you, at that point, you also had your homework
Work
that you
to
would have
do,
already
yes.
done. Okay, so if you had to give advice to any kid who currently is probably having problems in school, and he thinks that, okay, it may be a bit too overwhelming, he needs to improve his grades and doesn't know how, what would they do? Or what should they do?
Okay, well, I'm going to say what I'm going to say is like completely obvious, but
Okay.
try to find help in any way possible. Like,
Okay.
ask your teacher for help. Ask one of your students for help if they could tutor you,
Gotcha.
or even go to your parents, or to see if they know some of the subjects, or
Right.
or if no one can help you, then hey, there's the library at school. You can stay after school, or not stay after school, but like during break time or
Got you.
whatever free time that you have. Go
Okay.
to the library, computer, search it up, or even with your phone. Even your phone can help you. Just look up any questions that you might have, or of like any problems, and like work your way through, it. Don't like go skip straight to the answer, because that doesn't really
Got you.
help you. Never really
Okay,
helps
so
you.
in other words, use the resources that you have available to you.
Yes.
Now you mentioned a resource tutoring. Were you a tutor child? What did you have tutoring in your school
Yes.
career?
I
Okay.
had tutoring in my high school career.
Okay, your high school career on what subjects?
On both math. Yeah, it was mostly on math and English.
Okay. Now, were you tutored at school or on an after school program?
It
What
was
exactly
for
was
that.
it?
It wasn't actually an after school program.
Okay.
Within school.
What was the name of the program and
It was the name of the program was called Studio 531.
Okay.
It was a little area. It's located in the same area where I used to go to my martial arts class.
Okay. And what city is that?
That's still in Waldorf, sir.
Waldorf. Okay, so that's in Waldorf, Maryland.
Waldorf, Maryland.
All right. And what
No.
was the name of so you went to a tutoring after school program. What was the name of it?
Studio 531.
Studio 531. Now, do you think that played a big influence on your GPA?
GPA. Yes, it played a big influence on my GPA, because because every subject was good. It's just like those two subjects I had trouble understanding, since they were like more advanced than what I was used to, when I wasn't really getting the like understanding or any of the concepts that were being taught to me.
Okay.
And seeing how my grades were like going for those those two courses, slowly hitting rock bottom.
Okay.
We then went to Studio 531. They helped me get my grades back up, and then after that, after I left, and then I kept on doing what the program has taught me,
Okay.
and like following their advice.
Gotcha.
And then I got where I was with my GPA now.
All right. So basically, aside from going over the class material, they also taught you learning methods that you could use on your own.
No, yes.
Okay. So you started to develop those learning habits, and that's what basically assisted you.
helped me, yes.
And what about martial arts? The discipline for martial arts, did that in any way help you when it came to school?
When it came to school, yes, it helped me with very much with the stress factor, because usually, because I don't look like it, but I get stressed pretty easily.
Okay.
And when like a lot of stuff or pressure is put onto me, or when I don't know a certain subject, I'm like trying to find an answer, but I don't get it, or it's like it's almost there, but you don't get it, and it's just like
Okay.
it really does break me down.
Okay.
So martial arts helped me take deep breaths, and just like relax your body, relax
Right.
your mind, just
To kind of
ease
focus.
yourself. Yes.
To
Ease
focus.
yourself,
So
collect
you-
yourself back together, and
Got
just
you.
focus on the task at hand.
Got you. Now, let's kind of go into something completely different, which is just normal, everyday kind of stuff. What are your favorite pastimes?
Let's see. My favorite pastimes I like to do are either, well, it's drawing. Drawing is one of them, of course, but there's also reading. There's also reading certain books, watching nature documentaries, or just the regular sitcom, and there's also the occasional cartoon.
Okay.
And what else? And just there are like sometimes, or like very little times, it's just me looking out of the window and just gazing out of the environment, the world out there.
Got you.
Just taking it
pretty
in.
much relaxing.
Yes.
Okay. Now you currently started to put together a project, Aziel sketchbook, right?
Yes. Yes, sir,
Did I say it
that's-
correct?
Yes, Aziel
Okay.
sketchbook.
Now it's spelled, because you don't actually spell it like you spell your name.
No.
Okay. So
just take away the I, and the E.
Okay.
And then just AZL, and then apostrophe Aziel sketchbook.
Okay,
And
so AZL sketchbook, and you have a website.
yes.
Okay,
my
what is the
portfolio
website?
My website is AZL is like lowercase AZL sketchbook, with the two AZLs, with the two S for the from the apostrophe S, since I don't put the apostrophe
Okay.
over there, and then another S for the sketchbook, and then it's .com.
Okay, so it's azielsketchbook.com.
AZL
sketchbook.com. Okay, got you. And You did the website? Did you hire a designer?
No.
Okay.
I did the website myself from one of the templates of GoDaddy. The website and the URL I did that on
Okay.
from GoDaddy.
Okay, so what was the process? You got the URL, you purchased the URL, and
yes,
then
the URL was the first thing I had in my mind, or the first thing I needed to do.
Okay.
And to purchase, get out of the way first.
Got you.
And then the development of the website, that was also the second thing I had to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then there also comes like since it's like a portfolio website, a portfolio needs to have drawings. So
Right.
then content, yes.
Okay.
And so that needed to be done prior to finishing the website or starting on the website.
Got you.
Because it's like
So you develop the content for the website,
yes,
and that's what you have on your
development.
website. So you're
Yes,
using
sir.
your website primarily as your digital
Your
or
portfolio.
your electronic portfolio.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's a pretty good thing, and hopefully we can take a look at some of the content that you have on that portfolio. How difficult was that task?
How difficult was that task? With the purchase of the URL, that was pretty simple, and the design of the website, that was also simple as well.
Okay.
Now the only difficult part that I can think of was writing the about me page.
Oh,
because
okay.
most of the portfolios that have an about me page are like
Getting the
either
content together.
getting the
Right.
content together and like writing about yourself. And usually most of the time, or most portfolios websites are like really short,
Right.
or like a mini paragraph or two. And
Okay.
I was struggling trying not to like turn that into like a full blown essay.
Got you.
Right.
So
I
trying
found
to talk about yourself in a very very
Short
short
way.
syntax.
Yes.
Okay.
Just
But
clear,
you
straight to the
got
point.
it done.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, did you have any help? Did you have any writers, editors working with you at all?
Editors, writers working. No, sir.
It's something that you could do. So if someone probably needed assistance with that, they could probably reach out to you, and you could probably assist them.
Yeah, they could reach out to me and do
Okay.
it, but it's easy enough so for them to do it themselves, because GoDaddy, it's a pretty simple website to use and to handle.
Right. Now, what is the easiest? I guess what is the easiest way to get in
Excuse
touch with you?
The easiest way to get in touch with me is through my Gmail.
Okay.
My Gmail, or
what is
Aziel.Mateus@gmail.com.
Okay. Now, do you have any other social media?
Yes, I have my Instagram page. There's
Okay.
also an Instagram page, and also I have a LinkedIn account.
Okay. What is your Instagram handle?
My Instagram handles most of the work from my portfolio, and also with a few new work sprinkled in, and of course some of the occasional fan art. And that's mostly about it.
Okay, but what is your handle? What is the Instagram handle? What's your Instagram name?
The name, not the products. I'm sorry, I got that confused. That was my Instagram name is AZL Sketchbook, or
Okay.
Scribblenaught 2164.
Okay, so
Or
as
at
you
Scribblenaught 2164.
okay, say it again.
At Scribblenaught 2164.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's go ahead and take another quick break, and then we'll be back in a few more minutes. If you have just joined us, we are talking to Aziel Mateus, an illustrator, a man that will turn his imagination into reality through illustration. We'll be right back. And we are back. If you've just joined us, you are currently tuned into Diaspora Central. And my guest today is Mr. Aziel Mateus. Aziel Mateus, the illustrator, the martial artist. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
You seem pretty cool.
No, I thought you were in. They were like
I was-
introducing me. I was like, oh, he's
Yeah.
yeah. Monologue. I'll just stay silent.
Got
Let
you.
him finish.
Got you. Totally understand. So, let's kind of get back into social media and the benefits of social media when it comes to illustration. Earlier, you mentioned collaboration with some of your classmates at school.
Yes.
Now, through social media or through some of the forums that exist, have you ever collaborated with other artists in other parts of the world or in other places?
There were two collaborations I remember doing with certain artists on Instagram. There was one for a DuckTales collaboration.
Okay.
And then the other one was, I believe, was for like a webcomic, like a webcomic. I think it was called like Pixie and Brutus.
Okay.
Something about a cat and a dog.
Okay.
And that was pretty much it. For the DuckTales one, I just had to draw up like my own DuckTales in my own style,
Okay.
or like a tribute to the show, the 2017 show, not
Okay.
the 1987 one.
Okay.
And for Pixie and Brutus, I was tasked with making making like a comic book cover for depicting the two cat and dog duo having like some sort of wacky fantasy adventure.
Got you. Now, how much fun is it?
How much fun! It's very fun doing those collaborations
Okay.
because it gives me the opportunity to be part of like something bigger than
Got you.
for myself than from where I am.
Okay. Now, do you guys talk during that time, or is it all text based?
It was all text based.
It's all text based. So you guys
yes.
don't actually like get on a phone where you having conversation and while you working and things like that.
No.
Okay, so there's no really live collaboration. It's kind of
No.
pretty much each one of you guys in
Yes. We
his
just
own corner, and
picture
then you
it.
guys just
Yep.
communicating through text or email.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when it comes to the difficulty of putting together a project such as Aziel's sketchbook, what would you say that the most difficult part of the project was?
With the portfolio or with the brand?
Well, with everything, I guess, with the full project, what's the most difficult thing in putting together Aziel's sketchbook?
Most difficult part for me, I'd say it would be the name.
Okay.
Name, because I had plenty of ideas for the name Aziel sketchbook.
Coming up with the name.
With the name,
Okay.
yes, because it was going to be like the dark hand, or like sketches like.
Okay, so you had several ideas and
yes.
actually narrowing it down to
just
the name that you used.
sketchbook,
Got you.
yes.
Okay, so then after that, everything else became a breeze.
It clicked. Yes,
Became a lot easier to do.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Now, have you published any of your work?
Have I published any? No, not yet. As of now, no.
Okay, so your work is not online. People cannot view it.
Oh no! Wait, I thought you meant when you said publish, I meant like publish and sell to like a big name company,
To a magazine or
big
something
name
like that.
company.
Okay.
No. But my art, but what I have, it's posted onto so everyone else can see.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So you have it available online, and
Yes,
and
sir.
I'm assuming that some of that work is also what you have on your website.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you are one of the young men who has actually had the opportunity of being accepted to one of the most prestigious arts schools in the country. What university? University of.
The University of North Texas.
Okay, University of North Texas. Okay, and you are also currently thinking about joining the armed forces.
Armed forces. Yes, sir.
The armed forces. Now, do you already know what branch?
Yes, sir. The Army.
Okay, so you're thinking about joining the army. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so take us through the process of going through that, because I guess as a young, if I am a young person and I see someone, okay, this guy, oh man, he's able to draw. He draws well. He's got his own website. He can put websites together, and he's got ways of making money. Why making such decisions?
Well, it mostly pertains to what I'm going to be doing in the future, because
Okay.
I'm still going to
Planning your future, so.
yes,
Okay.
because I'm still going to do like what I love doing best with the illustrations and the drawings. but
Right.
That I'm gonna.
Those
put
are
that
your
for-
passions, I take it.
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to focus on what's going to happen in like the like for the midterm before I get to the long
Got
run
you.
or my future.
So you basically planning your future and you're taking one step at a time.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay. Now let's go the military. A lot of kids are afraid of the military. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you afraid of the military?
Military. Before, yes, I was
Okay.
very afraid because I honestly didn't know what to expect. I didn't know that much about the process or what I was going to be doing,
Okay.
or what was going to be the outcome of that.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing not knowing not knowing the priorities for
Okay.
what I have to do.
So really not understanding what it entailed or what it would take to be in the military was probably, I guess, the most scary thing that you were going through.
Yes.
Right. So once you started going through that process, it became a lot easier.
Yes.
Okay.
I
So
started
what exactly was the process? I guess so. What is normally the process? Because I know you already going through the process as is.
Yes.
Okay. So what exactly is the process? What was the first step that you took?
Okay, the first step was going to to a nearby. Well, if you're any of you are like kids or want to join the army, listening to this, but it's the first you have to go to your nearby recruiting office or armed forces center.
Okay.
And talk to like a recruiter or one of the staff there, and ask any questions that you might have about the army. They'll
Gotcha.
give it. They'll give it to you. They'll give it to you, and they'll also provide a sort of the steps that you need to take to become an officer or a sergeant.
Got you.
And the jobs that you might be doing and the benefits that you might get by being an officer or a sergeant or etc.
Okay, so the first step then is to go into a recruiting office and speak into a recruiter. Okay, after that, what exactly do they do? There are tests that need to be done. You don't just go into the military, right?
No.
Okay, now, okay, talk about that.
Okay. So there's certain tests like the pre-ASVAB that
Okay.
I'm not sure if all of the recruiting offices have that.
I
but I'm
believe
pretty-
so. I believe
okay,
so.
They do. Okay, then.
Yeah.
So they have that. You go ahead and take that, and then before taking the actual ASVAB, because the pre-ASVAB is the shorter version of the ASVAB, which
Okay.
is this long test in which has test your reading, writing. No, it was reading, math, and sort of construction skills. Or,
Okay.
construction skills.
Got you. So basically, you take this pre-ASVAB. Now, this test, you take it at the recruiting office.
No, you take that at MAPS at the.
Okay, at MAPS, that's the ASVAB, right?
Yes, that's the actual ASVAB.
Okay, now for that, and let's kind of go through that process. Is that something that the first time when you go to the recruiting office, you automatically are taken to MAPS to do it, or
No.
what exactly? Okay, so
No, you have
what
to.
happens?
There's a certain date that you have to be taken to MAPS, or that
Okay.
you have to, or that you want to be taken to MAPS, at a certain date. So after you have the date set,
Mm-hmm.
you then go to recruiting office, and they take you to MAPS. They either take you straight to MAPS, or if it's
So it gets scheduled.
yes.
It's something that gets scheduled. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
then after you take the ASVAB, there's I guess a scoring that needs to happen.
Yes.
If you pass or if you score well, what is the next step?
All right, if you score well, what is it, a 31 or above, the next step is also the medical process.
Okay, so
So
what exactly happens in that process?
Okay, with the medical process, it's where you go to get everything tested. Let's
Okay.
say blood work. There's blood work. There's also your urine has to be tested. What else? There's also the physical.
Okay.
There's a physical. They don't stick your fingers up there up your butts anymore. That's just something they did back then. They don't do it now.
Okay.
Just saying it here so that everyone who who's still going through that process just has that little bit of comfort. But yeah, and then there's the hearing. What else?
Okay, so you get a full physical,
Yes, sir.
right? Okay, so then after the full physical, that's the medical, and at that point in time, I guess you come back, and then do you come back? Are you sent out, or what exactly happened?
No, you get sent back. And then you have to go back again for for the enlistment oath and for also the career that you want.
Oh, okay, so then the next step after medical, the next step would be the enlisting.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now military. You said that the branch that you picked was the U.S. Army.
U.S. Army.
Okay,
sir.
why the U.S. Army?
Well, with the U.S. Army, I was I wouldn't say inspired. No, yeah, I would say was inspired by what was this? This cartoon that used to air on TV was called, what was it? G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe,
Right.
Real American Hero,
Right.
in which they show like certain age, not secret age, like what was it? They're not
Special forces.
Special forces, yes,
Right.
thank you. Special forces going out and fighting against like
Got you.
like the terrorist countries,
Right.
sort of like that.
So G.I. Joe basically was your inspiration to be
part of
to
the
consider in the
army,
military.
army, yes.
Right. Yeah. No, that's kind of great. You excited?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little bit scared what's going to happen in boot
Okay.
camp, but I know that what's going to happen in boot camp is just gonna make me more, and make me into a proper soldier, and it'll help me introduce me into my career.
Okay.
As part of the U.S. Army.
So basically, by going into the military, you developing yourself as a person, right? Personally developing yourself
Yes, getting yourself out of that.
and getting yourself a career that you want to I guess to follow in the future.
Yes.
Cool. All right. That's kind of very interesting and very good, man. I appreciate you kind of stopping by. Is there any shout outs that you would like to give, anyone that you would like to thank?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to my parents.
Uh-huh.
Is it alright if I say their full name?
Yeah, go ahead.
Their
You can
names?
say their full names.
Full name. Okay.
Right.
Shout out to Elsa Ingles and Celestino Mateus.
Okay.
My parents for raising me and helping me learn right from wrong and teaching me the life lessons that made me into the man I am today. Shout out to my little sister
There
who
you
also
go.
helped me to become a man and a bigger man for not only my family but for herself.
Right. Well, what's your
And
sister's name?
Her name is Janae Mateus.
Okay,
She is 7
Janae.
years. She's currently 7 years old and heading out to the second grade.
Okay, wait a second. You have a sister that is 7 years old.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 18.
So-
18 going out, or 19. Let's just say 19.
Okay, so you guys have what, 11, 12 years difference?
Years apart.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. So you played Big Brother then?
Yes.
Like real Big Brother?
Real big brother.
Right.
Papa Wolf.
Now,
Well,
how
not
was it?
Papa Wolf,
How
but-
was it? I guess you're 12 years old. It's just you by yourself, and all of a sudden you have a little sister, right?
Yep.
How did that go?
Experience. Wow. It's like a real eye opener for you
Uh-huh.
when you become like an older sibling, because now you have this like little bundle of joy that you have to like take care of and watch over.
Right.
It's sort of like that. There's like the maternal instinct in you, just to not like to make sure that little one stays safe.
Okay,
and
paternal, right?
Paternal, yes.
Well, the protective instinct,
Protective instinct,
right?
yes.
The Big Brother instinct.
Yes, you get
Right.
that. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
And you want to make sure that he or she does the best that she can, and that you are able to to help guide him or her
Right.
to be
Okay.
to be like better than you are.
So
or
you
to know better than-
acclimated well.
Yes.
At no point you kind of felt like, oh gracious, here we go. Now all my attention is going to somebody else and not me.
No, I didn't mind.
So you were happy pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah. And then at that point, I guess you have company, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice not being the only one in the house anymore.
Gotcha.
The only downside is that there are at least like you said, a few years younger than you are, and
Right.
you they don't have the same things that you do,
Right.
since they're infants. But
Don't really relate
hey.
to each other.
Yeah, but
well,
hey.
right. Yeah. Okay. Now, do you guys did you guys play a lot of tricks on each other? You
Yes.
you still do that?
We
Yeah.
still do.
Yeah. Who's the trickster between the two of you?
Goodness gracious, my little sister.
Oh, she's more of a trickster
She's
than
more
you
of a
are.
trickster than I am.
There you go.
But I'm always one
Yeah.
step ahead of her.
Oh,
That's for
yeah?
sure. That's for sure.
How
It's
do
like
you-
everything. It's like everything she tries to do, I've already seen or I've already done. So it's like I just try to play along.
Right.
Or it's sometimes when I'm just like really want to mess around with her, I just go over her and
Got you.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah. No, but listen, it's really great, man, and we definitely appreciate you coming through. You were going through your shout outs, so you were at your sister. Go
Right.
ahead.
It was a shout out to my sister,
Yeah.
Miss Janae, and basically, and another shout out to my grandma Flora, who again also showed me right from wrong, and also was kind of the other mother figure that I had growing up.
Right.
And shout out to my two friends, Miss Madison and Mr. Aiden.
Okay.
And yeah, that's about it.
Now, we also know through our research we figured out that you are very religious, man. You're very religious based.
Yes, sir.
So you attend
Attend
church,
Yes.
right?
Christian.
What is your church?
Good Shepherd United Methodist Church, which is also located in Waldorf, Maryland. It's
Okay.
a small little church, but man, it's got a lot of faith.
Right. Okay.
Faith, a lot of heart.
Small church with a lot of faith, right?
Yes, sir.
A tight family.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, what are there any benefits would you recommend? And I mean, especially now with these issues of COVID and everything, and all the issues that they talk about, mental health and all this. Do you think that church plays a very good role in helping someone, young people, I guess, so young adults go through
that
through
process.
life?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'd
through
say
the
that's a
process
good
of
way.
life.
That's a good way. Churches or believing in God or the faith of God
Right.
is a good way to like help to like ease their tensions and like kind of introduce like the mighty almighty power of the Lord. But if they haven't find another way, because there are also other religions or other things that they find comforting, that's
Right.
completely all right.
Right. But definitely the need of some sort of religion or something.
Some sort of faith.
Right. Some sort of faith.
Yes.
Right. It's important.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
important to have with you.
Yeah. So shout out to Good Shepherd, United Methodist Church in
yes.
Waldorf, Maryland. Yeah.
And another shout out to C. Paul Barnhart,
Okay.
Mattawoman Middle School, Westlake High School.
All right. So those
So
are
all the three schools that I grew up in, and I learned the things that helped me to grow
Right.
mentally
Yeah.
and intellectually.
got you. So and you look for like a young man, very well put together,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Thank you.
Excited, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. New step, new life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Time to put on the big boy pants.
There you go. Yeah. Camouflage, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ready for it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Ready to serve my time as a proper soldier.
Right. There you go. Add value to America.
Go. Yes.
Right. Add value to America.
I'm gonna be a bigger part of this country than I ever thought it was gonna be.
Okay. So in your mind, you were like not really ever.
No, I
Yeah.
wasn't. I didn't really think I would make like that big of too much of an impact, but
Uh-huh.
now,
Now you feel like it. You definitely will.
Yeah.
Right. That you're gonna play on that platform.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Big boys platform.
Yes, sir.
Listen, we're glad that you could join us, man. We appreciate you coming through. For those of you that have tuned in, this was Diaspora Central, and our guest today was a young man, Aziel Mateus, an illustrator, a man that turns imagination or ideas into art, and also a martial artist. And talking about that, I guess in the military, you probably will have the martial art will be a good tool to have, huh?
Yes. Might give me a leg up when I have to do the sparring with the other soldiers.
Right.
But then again, I'm sure they might have like different methods for fighting,
For other
which I'm
things,
completely all right with.
Yeah.
But it's safe to have that.
At
like,
least
at
you
the
have
back of
one.
your mind.
Right.
Yes.
No. Another thing actually, in preparation for the military, what kind of things are you doing, or what kind of things do you think that people should do?
Well, I wouldn't recommend meditating, but like just like a few minutes of meditation is like calming yourself, like, and just like easing yourself. It's good. It's good for both the mind and for your soul. Like to get your up in the morning. There's also like
meditation is one of them. Okay.
Yes, meditation. What else? Stretches. A few stretches.
Okay.
And push-ups, and if you can, like do. Excuse me.
So physical fitness.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so meditation for mental health,
yes,
right? And then what else?
Mental fitness. What else? There's
Mental
also
fitness and then physical fitness. Okay. All right. So those two things.
Yes.
Yeah. So get
because
yourself.
you need a lot of with physical, that's only like a small part of the military, like small part of your training. The mental part, that's it's gonna be a big deal when you go through boot training.
Got you.
Boot camp.
So as you're going through that process, you gotta be mentally focused and driven towards the goal, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, you have any goals set up yet that you could share with the audience, or you kind of want to keep those just in the
I
wraps?
kind of want to keep some of them in personal wraps, but
Yeah.
here's one that I'm going to give.
Okay.
If you're going to plan to stay and be in the military or join the armed forces, well, and remember, this is completely my opinion.
Okay.
But when you start out, like try to go for the first 5 year for the first 5 years. Try to start for the first five for going for the first 5 years, because at that time you'll have like a decent amount of income in your checking account. And also, like, if you don't want to go and but if you just want to like stay put, but if you want to stay put in the military, go for the full 22 years, because at that point you're not only will you have like a good checking account saved, you also have more experience in what you do, more of like a view of what's really out there in the world.
Right.
And also there's also the retirement plan that all that money is also being put into. So at that time,
to a pension.
Yes sir. And at that time you could like retire happy, or even retire early,
Right.
if you plan to stay for that long.
Okay, so yeah, because I guess if you go 22 years, that's full retirement,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Because 22 years, that gives you full retirement, and that's actually interesting. Now the military also has got other branches, right? Other options.
also-
you got
right,
the
there's
reserve.
Navy. Oh,
Well, you
sorry.
got the reserve. You
The
got the reserves and
reserve,
the
yes.
National
Active
Guard,
duty, yes.
right? Okay, and these are also options that can be taken, right?
Yes.
Now, if there was a kid who was probably starting middle school right now, and he's probably listening to you, and he's like, "Oh man, I want to be in the military." What would you suggest that he would do? Programs like ROTC, would you suggest that?
Start out with ROTC.
Okay.
Because that'll definitely give you a leg up when you go to when you go to high school. There might also be an ROTC program. And those programs will help you like rank up much more faster than you would starting out and going to your training.
To an enlistment.
Yes.
Okay. Now, one of the things that probably, let's say, if you knew then, you would have probably done. I mean, you mentioned ROTC, right?
Yes.
As a plain example, and ROTC can be either middle school, high school, and
or
college,
yes.
right? Okay, so it's definitely a good thing to,
must.
right?
Yes.
Okay, and now the reserves work somewhat a bit differently, right?
Yes.
Because
you stay at home, because the reserves you're stationed at home, and you only go to like base on like weekends, certain weekends.
You do I believe it's a weekend a month.
Weekend, yes,
right?
sir.
Okay, but and you get sort of compensated for that, right?
Yes,
You- partial benefits and everything else.
Yes,
But active duty, that's
it
the
gives
real
you
deal.
the-
That's the full-time gig.
package. Yes, you
That's what
completely start your career.
right. That's where you go if you're trying to play with the big boys, big time.
Yes.
Right? All right, listen, congratulations and best wishes to you. All right? Stay in touch, because we're definitely going to be rooting for you and following you through. For all of you that just listened, that was Diaspora Central, and I am Gil Ingles. Thank you for listening, and until next time, peace.